here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Vanessa, for having me.
So Sekur is all about, you're the CEO and founder, and Sekur is all about privacy. It's all about cybersecurity and data protection. Can you tell me about the different products that Sekur offers?
Sure. So Sekur is an end-to-end privacy platform for communication. We have a document management tool called Sekur Suite. That's mostly for businesses, but our star product is Sekur as a combo, which is Sekur Mail, which is an email system, and Sekur Messenger, which is an instant messenger. We offer consumer and business solution. The difference is that with a business, you can upload your domain, you can have your own private domain hosting. And then on the messenger part, we offer archiving, mass onboarding, and so forth. That's kind of a new feature for institutions, bank, governments, etc.
That's really interesting because the SEC fined, I think it was 16 Wall Street firms, and it was all about record-keeping regulation violations because a lot of people who are working were using their own devices, especially when working remotely, and that wasn't secure. So what can Sekur, the company, do to ensure that messaging and other communication is secure?
Absolutely. And besides security, there's privacy, because sometimes people say, well, you know, so-and-so brand that we all know, the companies, they're secure, but they're secure from off the shelf that can be hacked easily, which are being hacked on a daily basis. And then you have our system and privacy. So what's different is that we only host our solutions in Switzerland in our own infrastructure. That means that we don't do third-party hosting like, you know, the big clouds out there. We don't use big tech platforms, and we also have our own proprietary tech. We also don't ask for your phone number. So if you go to any of these applications, you'll notice you'll have to get your phone number first. We don't do that. So Sekur Messenger, for example, has a few privacy features. You have your secure number. You only accept people that you want to. People can just get in there and find you. You're essentially invisible to hackers. And then if you want to message somebody that doesn't have Sekur, in the case of the banks, that's a perfect example. They have amazing systems in their office, but when they get out at lunch or after hours, that's when they use those free applications. So if they want to message someone that's not part of Sekur, they can use our chat by invite. It's unique in the world, where a user can invite someone via email or messaging. You can SMS someone in 61 different countries, and then they get a notification to click and to chat with you. That way the sender and the receiver both are chatting privately in our Swiss server. And when it's done, you can terminate. And what we've done that's different than the consumer version is that now we offer archiving, because FINRA in Switzerland, where I'm from, it's FINMA. You know, they require all these archiving for 7 to 10 years. And now we're launching this to not just for financial next year, it'll be government. I mean, we're just doing an overseas deal with a government entity, and they need that archiving. So that's going to be big. And we're the only company in the world that has such a feature where you don't need to have the application as well. And we have other little things like self-destruct timer and so forth. And and it's only hosted in a private infrastructure.
Right, which is amazing, and there's no VPN needed to connect to the infrastructure at all. You mentioned Switzerland, and what's really interesting is that Switzerland is actually very secure when it comes to data information, even more so than the EU. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we have our regulation called the FADP. Sometime it gets updated. In EU, you have GDPR. The FADP, which is the federal law on privacy and data, is at least as good or better than GDPR. Privacy is in our DNA. You know, back in the day, you had these private accounts. Now it's not so much the case because of global interaction. But in terms of data privacy, it's written in our constitution. So that's one of the big things, because we are hosted in Switzerland and we use our infrastructure. Because I should mention to our viewers that if you are in Switzerland, but you use a US big tech, you're not protected 100%, because the Cloud Act in the US dictates that if you're using a US software or infrastructure, no matter where you are, you also can be subpoenaed. We offer the same thing, super easy to use. And the person doesn't need to put a password if it's not mandatory. You can decide. You have a lot of cool feature, and you can see that on our website. And for $7 a month, and you get 100 GB of storage. You can also upload as many documents as you want. Sometimes it's just you're a realtor, you're a banker, and you need to send a 50 MB brochure. It won't go through people's email because
Right.
it gets rejected, right? I just sent a bunch of documents to a partner, and it was 36 megabytes, and it didn't go through, so I sent it through Secure Send. So
So
those are examples.
what are the plans for Secure moving forward 2023 and beyond?
Well, one of the things that we're going to do is a VPN. I'm glad you mentioned that you don't need a VPN with
Yeah.
us because we have what we call our Helix technology. The concept is whether you're a secure user or an outsider, you both connect to our server in Switzerland, right? So whether we send you a link or not. And the transaction happens only in the server, meaning the communication. Now, the VPN is in high demand, so that's going to come end of March. We're also launching Secure Voice and Secure Pro. That'll be encrypted voice calls without having to dial a number, and also encrypted videos. So that's going to be big. We're launching B2B partnerships. We are launching some other partnerships in Central and Latin America that are already underway. And we're going to launch these new solutions like VPN, voice, and encryption. I think it's going to be very useful.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming in and for being here today, Alain, the CEO and founder of Secure.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Great information.
Thanks.